All right, everybody. So happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving morning. Last weekend, I went and pulled a stupid. We'll show you what that stupid's all about here. So anyways, had time this morning before we do the Thanksgiving dinner stuff to get my truck backed in and my trailer backed into my shop. And so we went last weekend and picked something up. And we'll get it out of here and let you see it. See how, if I was really stupid or just a little stupid or what you guys think. So, hand this camera off to my wife and we'll get this thing opened up. And nobody needs two race cars, but it was too good of a deal to pass up. Get this thing out of here and walk around it and show it to you. I still have my other race car that we're going to race this year. The engine machine work is just about done. We'll get the engine put together, get it dynoed. We'll be ready by spring to race here at Firebird and maybe take it a few places. But that is a 107-inch wheelbase single frame rail car, really lightweight, naturally aspirated. That's what I like. But this is a piece of history. And when I get it out of here, you might recognize it, especially folks that are from the East. It's where it spent a lot of its time, is up in the Atlantic Northeast. But I'll start out with, it's an older Jerry Haas car. And we'll get it unloaded here and let you see it. Ta-da! So this is Billy Harper's old Pro Mod from the late 90s, early 2000s. Dennis Radford had it in the early 2000s. I think it's the first car Dennis Radford went 200 mile an hour in. And then a gentleman bought it, I think his name was Thomas Hemphill, and raced it in Top Sportsman for quite a few years with a couple different combinations in it. And then it made its way back here. And I got offered a deal that I couldn't refuse to turn this into something someday. So this is what we did. Picked it up. Front end is really cool. The front end on it's the car. The body is actually carbon fiber. The front end is composite fiberglass and carbon. It's a little heavy to be a full-on carbon fiber front end, but the front end had to get replaced. So it's basically brand new. It's been sitting for, it's never been down the track. Did a great job airbrushing. 69 Barracuda. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have some questions. I'm gonna film around this car. I'm gonna finish getting it off the trailer here, and then we'll take the front end off it and show you what we got. But basically got a double frame rail car, 115-inch wheelbase. See if we can't really do something with it over the next couple of years. So anyways, finish getting it out of the trailer here and give you a better walk around of it. I got a couple questions. It's a Jerry Haas car, and it's got a full floating rear end, a Jerry Haas fab floating rear end in it. And there's a couple things on it I want to video and see if anybody knows what they are, because I don't. All right. All right, so got our finish unloaded and got my trailer out of here. I'll give you a walk around. I mean, it's gonna need some updates and a lot of cosmetic work. It's got good bones. I can't thank Jim Tattersall and Dennis Radford enough for the deal they gave me on the car. It's a great start to what could be a really cool car. I think at some point what I'd like to be able to do is like the West Coast Grudge or the West Coast Pro Mod guys. I'd like to maybe get involved in that a bit with this thing in the next couple of years. Like I say, it's going to take a while for me to, there's a lot of carbon work to repair. I'm going to end up gutting it and putting carbon fiber tubs and fixing all these star cracks from the tubs not being back far enough. And there's just a lot. New glass all the way around. Jim Tattersall had started doing some of the carbon repair. The doors don't sag anymore and stuff like that. So, but I think it's got good bones. This was back, you know, it is an older car, but Jerry Haas at this time was making these things pretty heavy. So it should handle. It should do just fine. Anywho, there's shot the funny car cage. And so I'm going to get our local NHRA certification guy out here in the near future, actually, because I need to cert my other car. It's done. It just needs certed. And then have him look over this to see if it needs anything. It should cert no problem for a 6.0, but I might see if I can red tag it and see what it's going to take for me to upgrade to a red tag cert. But if there's anything in the chassis that would prevent me from being able to get it to a red tag. I'm not saying I'm going there. This thing, I have no intentions of running NHRA Pro Mod. Don't get it twisted. NHRA Pro Mod is on another level that I can't even come close to thinking about affording. This would be something I take out a few times a year and try to, I mean, really my goal is to run a 4.0, maybe a 390 with it. I think I can do that affordably, somewhat affordably. And it's a chassis that would allow me to be able to do that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of cosmetic work, but it's a pretty good rolling chassis for what I had to give for it. A couple sets of wheelie bars. Don't know if we'll be using those or not, but I will say they are the longest wheelie bars I've ever seen in person. My goodness. There's the other door. Patch side. Tater was working on this car for himself, and then he got a hold of a truck. So he built the truck instead, but he'd already done wiring and some stuff. So I got some pretty good starts going on where we can take this thing, you know, in the future. I got all the tin work, so they might turn into templates if I do it in carbon. I'll probably reach out to a good friend of mine, Mark Kirkman from Kirkman Composites, and get some carbon from him to redo the interior, call in some favors, and maybe do a video log of this thing getting rebuilt to make it down the track and try to get that fast for, I don't mean to say cheaply, but as cheap as I can do it safely and somewhat reliably. So we got some things to sort out at the shop of what exactly the power plant we're going to want to run in it, stuff like that. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to, like I say, I'm still focused on this car. I got to move the four-wheeler and the golf cart out of here now, and we're going to hopefully dyno the engine for this one in January. And I just got to finish the steering because I had to relocate the steering bar for the new dry sump. The pump and the steering linkage was right in the way, so I had to do a little bit of relocating, but that's really all I got to do to that car. And then just renew the safety stuff, and she should be ready to go. This does have the brand new hood scoop with it too, but I don't know if I'll be using a hood scoop. But anywho, I don't know if you can see in here, but there's the Haas fabbed floater rear end. And I don't know if you see on the very back, there's these two little cup looking things, or that look like cup holders, I should say. Does anybody have an idea what that was for or is for? And maybe that's for the remote canisters for shocks, I guess, maybe. Anyways, I guess now that I think about it, they're probably for that. But if that's what they're for, leave a comment or whatnot. Let me know. It's got some stand tough shocks in it. Those should be able to be rebuilt and used if we don't go to like a Penske. Like I say, I don't have an unlimited budget here by any means. And I have another race car, which maybe after I do what I want with it, I'll sell it as a turnkey. Batteries go back up in here, which there is no trunk on this, so you got to put them in from underneath. And I believe the fire bottles go, I don't know where they go exactly, but it does have the fire system in it. So we should be able to make a safe, legal, fun car out of this thing. It's just going to take some work. But I'm kind of excited about it. I like fixing old stuff up, and that's all carbon fiber body, which is pretty cool. I haven't weighed it yet. Not super concerned about it being too heavy. But we'll see what we can do. Anyways, got some repair work to do there and rear airbrushing. Well, I don't know how much I'm going to airbrush. The front end will stay airbrushed like that, but I'll probably wrap the rest of the car. This is the original paint from like 99, I think, is what, because I've seen pictures of this car with Billy Harper's name on it with this paint job, which is pretty cool that it stayed real similar to the way he had it for a long time. But now it's going to have to get modernized a bit and see, but this is the only way that I could see myself getting into one of these cars, is with a lot of sweat equity. We got, like I say, quite a bit of work to do, but it's a hell of a good start for what I paid for it. And like I say, we'll keep you posted on progress. You guys got any comments, concerns, ideas, leave a comment, like and subscribe. I've been lacking, and maybe this will give me some good content. We got the water jet back there in the corner. Need to get more work for that so we can feed this beast some Bitcoin. Anywho, I really like it. I like having stuff different. I mean, that's a 77 AMC Hornet. That's a 64 Cushman golf cart. And this is a 69 Barracuda. So, anyways, thanks for watching. We'll keep you abreast of what we're doing. Should be a really fun project. Jolie likes it, don't you, girl? Yeah. You a good girl?